Sisters and brothers, are waiting to hear me, Pastor Melo speaking. Like John the Baptist, Pastor Melo knows, alas, that he preaches in the desert even among the first concerned, namely the Africans and their descendants scattered throughout the world, the diaspora of Isolele. Pastor Melo has in multiple occasions stated that the lie takes the elevator, while the truth reaches the top after having painfully climbed the steps of disbelief. For years, Pastor Melo has been revealing to you the secret of secrets, the third secret of Fatima, with details that his limited human mind could never have invented, but there's no worse blind person than the one who does want to see, no worse deaf than he or she who doesn't want to hear. Pastor Melo has placed a treasure at the feet of Africans and the diaspora, but what does he get in return? Disbelief, mockery, insults. However, if out of 1 million there's only one who believes, Pastor Melo will have accomplished his mission. And when the time comes for truth to triumph at the expense of falsehood, will he paraphrase Kuswa? Woe to you, Chorazin! Woe to you, Bethsaida! For if the miracles which were done among you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago, taking sackcloth and ashes. That is why I say to you, on the day of judgment, Tyre and Sidon will be treated less rigorously than you. Matthew chapter 11, verses 21 to 22. You would maybe tempted to retort, but what miracles are we talking about in these modern times? People of little faith, didn't the mystery of Fatima end on October 13, 1917, with the greatest miracle recorded in the history of mankind? This miracle was reported by the Portuguese media, who witnessed it directly in Fatima, propagating this news all over the world. There are even images of this miracle. The sun defying the laws of nature, turning on itself, zigzagging and seeming to fall on the earth, and this in front of a crowd of at least 70,000 people. We repeat, nothing like this has ever happened since the creation of the heavens and the earth by the Most High. This miracle was intended to announce the birth of a child, which had been prophesied in the Bible, even indicating the year 1917, Revelation 12:1-5. The scriptures, in many misunderstood and misinterpreted passages, announced the Messiah of Isolele in a place other than the so-called Near East, beyond the rivers of Africa. Zephaniah 3:10. They describe the Messiah without beauty or brilliance. Isaiah 52:13-15, 53:1-3, which doesn't correspond to the innumerable portraits of Christ spread throughout the world. They prophesy a Messiah whose voice is not heard. Isaiah 42:1-2, a Messiah who has descendants. Isaiah 53:10, a Messiah who builds a temple. Zechariah 6:12, and finally a Messiah bearing a new name, hidden, unknown, mysterious. Revelation 3:12. This Messiah, I, Pastor Melo, have revealed him to you. I have given you his new name, hidden since time immemorial. Simeon TOKO, born February 24, 1918, exactly 9 months after the beginning of the Fatima apparitions. In Judaism, In order to avoid pronouncing the supposedly ineffable name of the Creator, it is customary to call him Hashem, which means the name. Pastor Melo did not fear controversy by affirming that on each page of the Bible appears in watermark the name, namely Simeon or TOKO, or even both at the same time. You still don't believe me? It doesn't matter, because the truth is a lion. Do we need to defend a lion? Does a lion need a bodyguard to protect it? Therefore, this truth that we will never tire of proclaiming, is an indomitable lion. TOKO versus Baal, the hidden mystery in Hosea 2:16. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me my man, and that thou shalt call me no more my Baal. We are witnessing here a fight, a merciless war between two opposing entities. The name of one appears clearly, although many Bible translators taken aback prefer to zap Baal and replace it with master. However, we must not just scratch at the surface, but dig in to see the mystery that hides in this passage from Hosea. The scriptures, Zephaniah 3:9, reveal to us that there is a pure language, namely an idiom, which is without question that of the Most High. It is this language that Pastor Melo disclosed in his book, The Most Intelligent Language in the World. It is a Bantu language, specifically Kikongo. In its etymology, Kikongo means the idiom, Ki, of the kingdom, Congo. The relationship between kingdom in English and Congo is also quite easy to note. To return to the aforementioned biblical text, we have on one side Baal, which is written in clear, but TOKO, hidden in the watermark, in the word man or husband. See excerpts from the Kikongo dictionary of the 19th century English linguist Holman Bentley. The Bible therefore reveals, apocalypto, to us that in the course of time, a man bearing the title of husband or fiancé or bisolele, as confirmed by other texts such as Isaiah 62:5, will appear. He will embody the truth. His very presence will sound the end of the cult of Baal, the false god, worshipped by his people for centuries, namely a white Christ who never existed. We would have a lot to say on this, but we will try to simplify. Those who call themselves Israel and not Isolele, not the nuance, have introduced Baal into their religious practices. We hope that the following passage from Ezekiel 8:14 will be convincing enough. He took me to the entrance of the north gate of the temple of the Most High, and I saw women sitting there who mourned the death of the god Tammuz. You should know that Tammuz or Dumuzi is in fact the Mesopotamian god Baal, worshipped by the Egyptians under the name of Set, whose name is close to Saturn, Kronos by the Greeks, and Saturn by the Romans. Note that in Anglo-Saxon culture, Baal is celebrated every week under his Romanized name of Saturn, i.e. Saturday. So Tammuz or Baal was indeed worshipped in the Temple of Jerusalem at the north gate of the temple, as Ezekiel attests. Tammuz or Baal has been deified and continues to be praised by Israel. Just Google the name of the fourth month of the Hebrew calendar. You will realize that its name is indeed Tammuz. According to the lunar calendar, the months are called Nisan, Iyar, Sivan, Tammuz, Av, Elul, Tishri, Heshvan, Kislev, Tevet, Shvat, and Adar. Therefore, Baal pulled off the feet of not only settling in Israel, but usurping the place of his solely, the true chosen people, and thereby deceiving the whole world. Indeed, Israel is white, while his solely is black. In order to accomplish the Most High's plan, black Isolele has migrated and settled in the navel of the world, Central Africa, just before the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem in 70 Christ era. Illustrative books of biblical characters, paintings, sculptures, photos, cinema have caused mankind as a whole to fall into the trap of a white Christ, even as he depicts Baal carved out of the image of the fake white Israel. Christians who worship Christ in the image of an effeminate white man with long hair are simultaneously honoring Baal and his dear wife Ishtar Astarte. The manly beard represents Baal, while the female hair represents Ishtar. Now, with the revelation of the third secret of Fatima, appears the husband, TOKO, of Isolde, incarnation of truth opposed to falsehood, incarnated by Baal. Understand therefore that had the Vatican announced the truth, TOKO, in 1960 as demanded by the Most High, the prophecy of Hosea would have been entirely fulfilled. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me my husband, and that thou shalt call me no more my Baal. It should be specified to finish that thou represents Isolele and all those who will believe in the truth, according to the plan of the Most High defined in Acts chapter 10, verses 34 to 35. Of a truth, I perceive that God is no respecter of persons, but in every nation he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is acceptable to him. TOKO is the bridegroom prophesied in Matthew chapter 25. It is enough that this truth be finally proclaimed. Revelation of the third secret of Fatima, for Baal, the lie, to disappear forever. Ingeta, Pastor Melo.
C'est loué, e monongele, lusala e luvuvamu, gele kwa tata, ngele baka ngolo zampa.